I guess I'll start by introducing myself. My name is Lou, and you can also find me under the website www.littlewinglou.com. My blog is a lifestyle blog about the three things that I love the most, apart from my friends and family, which is makeup, fashion, and food. So today I'm going to be doing a tutorial, and seeing as though it's the festive season, I thought I'd start with a fresh kind of Christmas look that you can do quite easily at home. So to start off, I'm going to start by applying a primer. The primer that I'm using today is the L'Oreal primer. It's a pure light primer. It has kind of light reflecting properties in it. It gives a really nice shimmery tone. It's really smooth on application, and it's called Lumi Magic. So I got this from Priceline, and I think it was about $30. The reason why I love this product is just that shimmery tone that it gives your skin, and paired up with a loose dust foundation, it just looks amazing. So I'm going to start just applying and just above your lip and below your lip. So now that's done, I'm going to move on to a foundation. I'm using a Nude by Nature foundation. It's their mineral foundation. Because it's kind of summer in Australia, it's the first month of summer in Australia, it's really quite cool still, so I haven't got much of a colour in my face. So what I'm going to be doing is using two translucent powders. So one is a light colour and one's the medium colour, so I'm just going to mix those two together. To start with, I'm going to use the light one first, and I'm going to apply this with a kabuki brush. You can get these anywhere at Priceline. Just have a look. This one actually comes with the Nude by Nature, you can buy it at Nude by Nature, and it's about $15. So I'm just going to start by applying it all over the face. Just give it a tap. Now I've got a nice coverage over my face. I've also put it on my eyelids, across my eyes, across my lips and my mouth, and that's going to give it a nice primed area. Okay, so now I'm done with my foundation. I'm going to move on to my concealer. I'm using a matte concealer today. This is their moisturising concealer, NC15. It's a moisture cover. And I'm just going to be applying that using 4 dots under each eye. You want to be really, really kind to your eye area. You don't want to be pulling and dragging it. So I actually apply it with a concealer brush, and this one I got from Priceline. It was about $10. It's a it's synthetic hair, but it's really nice. It's really smooth, glides on really nicely. So just be really careful with your eye area. Don't drag and pull under there, just really gently blend that in with the brush. Just using a light dabbing motion to kind of blend all that in. And you can see it's a little bit lighter than my foundation, but that's okay because I'm going to come and blend that later. Also, make sure you apply some on your lids. This is, again, going to prime your lids, ready for your eyeshadow. And because I've got quite deep set eyes, I want to really get into this corner here and around. So that takes away some of that darkness. Just lightens it all up. Just going to blend in that little bit down the bottom, blend that one too, And then I'm going to come back with my kabuki brush using the medium mineral foundation and just setting that concealer. Done. So next I'm going to move on to my eyes, and to start with I'm going to be using a really light kind of creamy colour. This is a Napoleon colour. It's called number 5, and this kind of matte eyeshadow is again going to prime that lid. It's just going to lighten up the area even more. Ready for my shading and contouring with my actual colours. So I'm going to apply that all the way up to my brow and lightening that whole eye area. You can see the difference it's making already compared to my other eye. So because I'm just going to do a Christmas look, I'm going to be using more, I'm going to be actually emphasising more on the lips rather than the eyes. So I'm just going to do a really natural eye today. What I'm going to start with is I'm going to use some of Napoleon's eyeshadow again. This is a Prismatic Eye Quad, and this is just your basic brown. So it's got a darker brown, a kind of a browny terracotta colour, this kind of lighter kind of peach colour, and again that similar colour that I used just before. So I'm going to start with this colour here to apply it. I'm actually going to switch my brush and use this brush here. This is a flat-headed brush as well. It's a bit rounded, but it's a bit smaller than the one I used to apply my base, which is this one here. So I'm just going to load up my brush, give it a little tap, and start applying it on the inner section of this eye. Okay, so now that's done, I've completely covered that inner section of the eye from this part to about the middle of your eye, and here, and again to about the middle of my eye, over the whole lid, up to the crease. Great. So next I'm going to come through with more of a smaller brush really. Actually I'm going to use a bullet brush, which is this one here. So you can see that it's got really short bristle, so that allows for more accurate kind of application of the eyeshadow. It's also quite rounded as well, short and rounded, so it's really good to get into the crease. So I'm going to use this browny terracotta colour here by Napoleon. This quad is quite matte, so there's no shimmer really at all in these eyeshadows, but that's what I want. I've loaded up the brush, I've just tapped off any excess, and now I'm going to start by applying on the outer section here, and I'm going to do it in a kind of a V around my eye. And again I'm going to start on this outer section of the eye and then in like that to create a, following your crease along till about that halfway point again. Loading up and tapping it every time I'm using it. And then once you've got that V there, you can start blending inwards. Don't blend outwards. Always inwards. And then creating that shadow following this crease line here. And the more blending that you do, the better your look is going to be. Okay, now I'm going to come over the top with this brush here. This is just kind of an angled brush. It's a full bristled angled brush. You can see that it's got a high point and a low point, and it's quite round and fairly full. I'm just going to dust over and just do a light blending on the outside area. It really pays to invest in some good brushes, and you can get some fairly good ones that are quite cheap. They're more of a synthetic brush. Okay, So the next step is to move on to some mascara. Because Christmas is going to be during the day, I'm just doing a really light kind of application of mascara, no eyeliner, just keeping it really simple. So what I'm going to do is start by loading up the base of the lashes and not pulling it through to the ends yet. I'm just trying to get a lot of that mascara coated from the bottom all the way along using a zigzag motion, and again on the other side of the eye. And then I'm going to come through and drag that to the ends. So it's a nice thick heavy coat of mascara, leaving out the eyeliner, so it's going to give a nice clean look. I'm fairly happy with that application now. I'm just going to move down onto the bottom lashes. So now I'm going to move on to my cheeks. I'm going to start by using a highlighter. This is a MAC highlighter in Hush. It's a really nice pinky peachy kind of highlighter. And I'm going to start by applying that on top of my brow bone here and just dabbing it all over really gently, not dragging or pulling too much, and just really applying that highlighter on top of the brow bone, not below, just on top. Okay, that's going to create a really nice shimmery look when the light catches it. A really fresh look. It's really nice, peachy and pinky kind of colour. It's not too full on. Next I'm going to, instead of using a powder blush, I'm going to use a cream blusher. This is an Australis cream blusher. It's one of my favourites at the moment. It was $10. It's for cheeks and for lips. And it's quite creamy. It's really easy to use, and it's got a really nice smell to it. It's kind of got a lavender smell to it. So I'm just going to apply that on the apples of my cheeks using a circular motion, starting small and then working your way out in a circle. Cool. So that's all done. Now I'm going to move on to the lips. And today I'm going to be using a Nars lipstick. It's one of my favourites at the moment in Jungle Red. So it's got a bit of a kind of a pinky tone, and more of a blue base to this lipstick, but it's really nice. It's a semi-matte, so it's got great staying power, and it's still moisturising at the same time. So I'm not going to put any lip liner on today. As I said, it's just a natural day Christmas look, so I'm just going to start by applying the colour in the middle here and then working my way out. And then starting in the middle on the top, and then working my way out. And what I'm doing is making sure that I'm getting the corners here. Make sure that's all covered. And there you have it. This is my Christmas look. Very natural, with a big kind of impression with the big lips, big red lips. The translucent foundation, the Loose Dust foundation, is really light on the face. Got some highlighting going on, a big red lip and some natural eyes. So hope you enjoy the Christmas holidays, and thank you for watching. And as I said, if you want more tips and tricks about food, makeup or fashion, just head to my website, which is www.littlewinglou.com, and you'll see me there. So happy holidays, and I'll be back soon.